Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of the Football Dose TV's podcast. Today I'm joined again with my co-host Ali. Hey Ali, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. A bit of a fever going on over here, but want to discuss football. So let's go.
All right, so it's always good to discuss some football like usual. So what was going on in the world of football that you want to start us off with, Ali?
A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. There was a red card incident. AC Milan,
Uh-huh.
your club, going against my club, Manchester United, in the next round of Europa League. So very eager
Yes.
to watch that and a lot of other stuff. So let's
Uh,
get it uncovered.
Yes, I'm eager to watch the United Milan match as well, and we'll be stay tuned with our podcast and stay tuned with our channel. We would be giving exclusive coverage of the Manchester United versus AC Milan match in the Europa League coming up. So more to come on our channel, but let's more to come on our channel. Let's get into the topics today. Ali, what's our first topic?
First off, I want to talk about Champions League football. Upsets happened. Porto winning against Juventus, even with an away goal. Things are looking bleak
Crazy.
for Pirlo's Juve. Barcelona getting thrashed by the hands of PSG. So a lot of stuff. Let's start off with Champions League football.
The thing that stood out to me because of the results that you mentioned is Kylian Mbappe. Now, we at this channel love Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland. We've spoken about them a lot, and there's a specific reason about that. I think Kylian Mbappe told everyone on the world stage that he is here to stay. We knew that he's won the World Cup. We know he's done a lot of stuff, but trashing Messi's team, thrashing Barcelona at Camp Nou, nonetheless. 3 goals, a hat trick, and the last goal, absolutely a piece of beauty. I think he's here to stay. What do you think, Ali?
Mbappe is one of the greatest talents in the world right now. And the thing that makes him so special is that he's got that silky thing about him. You know, some people who are special footballers, they have this certain grace to, they have a element of grace to their style of play. And Mbappe is full of it. And I think people compare him with Haaland, which we discussed in the last podcast. But he is more versatile when it comes to providing options to the manager he's playing for. We see with France, he is also used on the left wing, right flank, even as a lone striker. And he gives you a lot of options. PSG are lucky to have him, and I don't think he should stay in the French league. I want him to lock his horns with oppositions from across Europe in tougher leagues. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you because it's kind of hurting him in a way, playing for lack of a better word, in a farmer league, right? I think if he's to play for a bigger club such as the Liverpools of the world, such as the Barcelona, like the club he actually helped thrash. If he was to play for such a stature of club, first thing he would get is competition, which I think he lacks on a day-to-day basis. He gets that world-class competition in only Champions League football. But other than that, I don't think the ins and outs of the day-to-day French football league is up to the standards of, let's say, the competitiveness of Premier League or the exciting football that they play in Bundesliga. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You got a point there. If he really wants to take that next step, he might have to leave Paris.
Definitely. And same goes for Haaland as well. Bundesliga is becoming a one-horse race, and it has been for quite a while now. And I want Haaland to go to a team. Actually, I want both of these superstars to go to a team which is struggling. Like Cristiano Ronaldo moved from a well-settled Manchester United to a struggling Real Madrid and helped them elevate to a new level. And same goes with Messi. Barcelona, although they had a lot of superstars in their team, and that is one of the best teams in football history, the 2009 Barcelona. And but Messi was the center point. He was the reason that Barcelona dominated world football. And I want the same things for Mbappe and Haaland. I don't want him to stay in PSG, rack up a lot of goals, and at the end of the day, people might not consider him in the bracket of people like Pele, Ronaldo, and Messi because of that. What do you think?
I think you've got a very good point there. Though we might be creating haters by the Dortmund fan, or we might be hated by the PSG fans for saying that they're playing for a team which is not at the level which they are at. I think you absolutely do have a point for them to prove themselves like Ronaldo did. Ronaldo, I think, went from Sporting, started out there, went to Manchester United, really put himself on the map, and then took himself to the biggest club in the world. And keep in mind, after winning 3 consecutive Champions League, he decided to leave Real Madrid for a new challenge. right? So he went to Juventus to try to prove himself in another league, in another format, in a totally different way of playing football, and he's proving himself again, right? So I think you've got a very good point that in order for Haaland or Mbappe to be considered at the same level as the Pelés, the Maradonas, and the Ronaldo Messis of the world, they might have to take that next step and go to a bigger club. Now, I somewhat disagree with when you say that Messi was the focal point, because you cannot overlook the contribution that Xavi and Iniesta made to that team. Plus, you put in the solid backline of Puyol and PK. I think that team was once in a generational team. There's been teams like that. The team of AC Milan back when the team of AC Milan back when they were dominating the European scene. I think those teams are far and few between. And though they have those generational talents like Messi and like Rijkaard, like Van Basten had for AC Milan, I think the entire team is world class, and that's what really took them to a special place in the history of world football. But I think you've got a very interesting point, and I would love to see Mbappe and Haaland move to a bigger club to get us a little bit more excitement in our day-to-day lives.
It would be a dream come true for me to see them in Barcelona and Madrid colors. The Galacticos versus Catalans debate will prolong when Messi and Ronaldo are no more playing in the world of football. Barcelona are struggling big time, and you can't disagree to that. Real Madrid are also presenting a similar picture. So Mbappe for Real Madrid can take the number 7 shirt and continue the legacy of Cristiano Ronaldo. And who knows, Haaland and Mbappe might elevate them to the heights that they've fallen off from. And I think that would be the ideal
Yes.
move for these gentlemen.
Now, I think I said on the last podcast or one of our videos, I said that the Barcelona has a shot at buying Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland. I think I specifically said that Haaland would be well off going to Barcelona. Now, here's my point. I read this internet joke, right? It's a joke in a sense, so no offense to the Galacticos, or specifically no offense to the Barcelona fans out there. They said Barcelona cannot afford to buy a PS5 and they're looking to buy Haaland. What's going to happen? Nothing much.
That's
Nothing
true,
much.
but to that point, I would like to add: if Messi leaves, you were the person who said this specific statement last time we were doing a podcast. If Barcelona let go of Messi, then $100 million is freed from the budget, and I think they can land Haaland with that money, and that won't be a problem.
Haaland or Mbappe, I think they're looking into Mbappe a little bit more. So I think you're absolutely right. They can do that. And that was my point with the freed up budget that they have after Messi leaves, which I think he would. They have an opportunity to land Kylian Mbappe or Haaland if they want to. Now, based on that one topic, then you mentioned that Messi earns over 100 million per year. Now, the interesting thing is the wage bill of Messi alone is actually more than the entire wage bill of the team AC
I know
Milan.
that. That's
Crazy,
ridiculous.
crazy. All right, so what I think let's talk about the other interesting result that we had. So let's talk about that shocking loss 2-1. What happened there?
We touched this topic the last time we were doing a podcast, and make sure you check that out if you have time. But if I go into the analytical detail of that particular match, Pirlo's team had no shape. I think the biggest thing is they lost the transition battle in midfield. People were absent, and I just think that there was not a single point of interest shown by any of the Juventus players. And Porto came out like underdogs, but they were looking pretty dominant, honestly. And I would not have been surprised if they copped up a few goals. And they should be thankful to Chiesa, who has been phenomenal, that he got a goal for them, and Ronaldo can now feed off that and become a hat-trick hero again.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I have a question for you based on just this. Who do you think is going through, Porto or Juventus?
I like Porto because of the defensive shape that they own throughout the match, right? They are perfect in neutralizing counterattacks, and Juventus are a kind of a team who do counterattacks in transition. And if they are able to stop the crosses coming in from the left-hand side, I think Juventus might go out the same way they did against Lyon. But you can never discount the factor of Cristiano Ronaldo. Sensational player, did it against Atletico Madrid. So what is Porto in front of that opposition?
So I think I'm going to go with Juventus as well. You cannot just deny the pedigree that they have. And specifically at home with an away goal advantage, all they really need to do is win 1-0 and they're through. and I think Ronaldo is going to come out to play, and Chiesa got them that all-important one away goal, and I feel like Juventus will go through. Now, you're absolutely right. Juventus got outplayed. Juventus got outplayed by a team which we don't even consider top five in Europe, right? So they got outplayed by a team which is actually struggling. And it's unbelievable to see they have struggled for so long on the European scene, and then to lose to them. I get it's a one-off season of filled with COVID and filled with injuries, so anything can happen. But if you really think about it, come on, Juventus, really?
Anyways, you made some good points, and I made some good points as well. Let's move on towards the next topic. Boy, I'm ready to lock horns with your team. Let's talk about AC Milan versus Manchester United. Uh, although,
To be a fan and an AC Milan fan for that, I think United is going through. Here's my shocking result. Here's my hot take. I think United goes through to the next round. I don't think with the form that AC Milan is in, I don't think we stand a chance against the brilliance of Bruno Fernandes. I don't think we stand a chance against that. Fernandes has been amazing, and I think with the form that United has shown in Europa League specifically, I think they go through. Now, the only concern I have is I think Solskjaer is not going to pay as much attention to Europa League compared to the Premier League. So he might give more of his time towards the Premier League and charging and staying in the top four than he would really care about. Though we call it an almost Champions League tie, it isn't. It's a Europa League tie. So I don't think Solskjaer will go all out. And if he doesn't go out, I think AC Milan will stand a chance. But if I'm being honest with myself, with the form that we have been in, which can all change, we're recording this before the AC Milan Roma match. If we end up beating Roma, I'll be saying something else. But I think with the form that we have shown, specifically in Europa as of recent as well, drawing against Sparta Red Star, so Slovakia Prague, I think they're called. I cannot even pronounce their name, but drawing against them, I really think that United have the advantage going into this tie.
true. So I would like to ask you one thing. Theo Hernandez and David Calabria, good fullbacks, and the defense with Fikayo Tamuri in it looks pretty settled, well settled. And on the other hand, we have United who are struggling with Harry Maguire, Eric Bailly, and Lindelof. I think the game will be decided by the defense, honestly, and I don't see United going through easily. I think Ibra will prove to be a massive barrier for Manchester United, and they need to be really, really, really dominant if they want to go against AC Milan and win the match. Now, the thing is, uh, Bruno Fernandes is an X factor here, like Messi and Ronaldo are, but you can never discount Ibrahimovic. With one back heel, he can be in open space and score an away goal and take the tie away from us. So I think it will be closer than you're imagining right now. But anyways, let's hope for the best, and I hope that the best team wins.
Let's hope for an exciting match. Let's hope for an exciting match. That's what I can say. And on your topic about the defense, I think we're covered in the fullback sides. I think the difficulty that we will have is through the middle. And our defense, our captain so far has not performed in any of the big matches. He hasn't shown up. I'm talking about Alessio Romagnoli. Now, Romagnoli struggled against Lukaku, which I kind of forgave him for that. Lukaku is world class right now, but he's struggling against everyone else as well. And I don't think that he would be able to keep up with the pace United have up front. And I think that's where we lose the tie. Now, I absolutely agree with you. There is Çalhanoğlu and there is Zlatan who can change the tie on its head with one moment of brilliance. But that's one moment of brilliance, right? So I feel like United have the advantage. Of course, I would want my team to win, but I'm giving you the advantage here.
Yeah. So moving on with the Champions League and wrapping up the topic of Europa League, I would like to
European
ask
football.
you what happened to Atletico Madrid?
So this is the 1-0 result that we need to really talk about.
Before you go on,
Oliver
I'm really sorry to
Giroud,
interrupt you. I
yeah,
want to add one thing. They are the
yeah.
Spurs of Spanish football. They are the chokers of Spanish football, by the way. Now you can go on.
Uh, I think they might end up choking out. I thought the title race in La Liga was over, but Oliver Giroud, you beauty, you absolute beauty. The guy is underrated. The guy is underrated for what he's done. The guy is so underrated for the important goals he has scored for his teams throughout his career. He gets compared to Karim Benzema. That's unfair to him. They're both very different type of players. Now, yeah, there are very different type of players, but I think what happened over here was Tuchel actually just outcoached Simeone. He set up the team in a way where Chelsea already knew what was going to happen. I saw a picture, and if you can find it, put it on here. Essentially, what Atleti were doing, they were essentially playing with, I think, 6 to 8 man back line. I think they had 6-2-2 going on. So essentially, if you're playing like that, 6-2-2, what do you expect? They essentially parked the bus, and Giroud's brilliance actually rammed through that defense and got that goal that Chelsea deservingly got. So I'm gonna predict boldly here. I think Atleti goes through with the raw talent that they have only if Diogo Simeone, only if Simeone has the guts to let the brilliance of Juan Felix and the monstrosity that's Luis Suarez shine. Let them play their own game. I get that you want to defend, but let the brilliance and the mastermind that is Juan Felix shine, please. What do you think what's going to happen next?
Honestly, I was disappointing with Luis Suarez. First of all, I know he's old and he's already outperformed his contributions to Barcelona's last season, but I thought there would be an attacking identity with Atletico. I know they're going to defend. I know people are going to run back to form a dual backline, and they will stop the attack from the middle. But honestly, Suarez was really awful to watch, and I think Simeone, the biggest injustice that Simeone is doing to world of footballers right now is he's keeping Joao Felix at his club. I think he should let the bird go and dominate world football on a different club.
I don't think the style of play that Simeone's team have really suits the attacking mindset that Juan is naturally known for. And I think that's where Atleti is kind of holding back. Now, if you see, Atleti was boring to watch. They always like killed you to death with the amount of like they essentially parked the bus, for a lack of a better word. They were very exciting at the first half of the season, and deservingly so, they were at the top of the table. They were just ragdolling oppositions. People were not able to find an answer to the defense that Simeone had put together. But it was not just the defense, it was the attack that was clicking, and you had players like Suarez coming in and really shining. And there was not just because of what the team was doing, it had a lot to do with Simeone. And I think the slight downfall that Atleti is facing is to do with Simeone as well. So I want to wrap this up in this way. Who do you think goes through? And do you think Atleti has a chance of winning La Liga still?
I would go with Chelsea. Tuchel, people ignore this fact about Tuchel that whenever he has played, he had played with a great shape which connected midfield to defense. So that will be the deciding factor. I think that particular tactic overcomes the Simeone's park the bus. Simeone is giving me the vibes of a budget Jose Mourinho. That's what I think.
I think that's disrespect to Diego Simeone, but I think I'm going to agree with you on that specific match that he did. He did look like a budget Jose Mourinho.
Jawad, I would like to ask you about one incident that happened, and you might be the more qualified person to talk about this one. The red card of Remo Freuler.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Now, there was a lot of people that said that the referee made an instinct decision. The referee just went with his instinct and pointed to the red card right away. Now, there are a couple of things. First thing, I want to put up a picture of the incident where the red card was given, right? The foul that Freuler given. Now, absolutely that's a foul. Absolutely that's a card. Now, the debate is whether it's a yellow or whether that's a red. Now, I actually agree with the referee. I think it is a clear goal scoring opportunity. Now, it's not as obvious as an opportunity as you can get if you were through the middle and there wasn't any other defender close by to you. But I don't think that this other defender that was actually covering Freuler gets to the ball. And I think the ball, so there are actually 4 rules that decide whether it's a clear goal scoring opportunity or not. First, is he at the last defender, right? Secondly, is he going to be in control of the ball? And I'm missing this other two, but let's skip that part. The two parts that I really want to talk about is the covering defender is nowhere near, and secondly, he's actually in control of the ball. Mendy was in control of the ball. So yeah, the general space of football, like how close he is to goal, that's another factor that's very important when you're looking at it's a clear goal scoring opportunity or not. Though he's a little bit on the side and he has a difficult angle, it's still a clear goal scoring opportunity. So I think the red card was fair. Now, it did rob us of an absolutely terrific match, which would have been end to end, and I would have loved to watch it, but I feel like it was the right decision at the end. All right, so that was essentially our take on this week's European football, which has been brilliant to watch. Leave a comment down below. We would love to hear what you have to say.
Thank you for watching. FDTV out.